dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hi, good evening, race fans. Man, we're back here live tonight here on the OSR Network, online, simracingnetwork.com. And we got some good NASCAR racing about to happen here with the Great Lakes Truck Series. We had the Curtain Series this past weekend, and it was an exciting race. But tonight we're back at it again here at a, another, good style track, I'll say here. Here I hit the right one. I think we're at Las Vegas, right? Michigan, my bad. I got confused. Well, you know what? It's kind of ironic. We were at Auto Club just the other day, and we were all talking about Michigan. Now it's kind of the quite opposite there, and we saw the similarities. So now we can kind of, maybe throughout the race talk. And the one thing I see as we're getting set to go green flag racing right here, you got Daniel Nanny and company up front, set to storm off into turn one. You can see like there. Track is huge. It's a 2-mile track. Green flags out. We're racing. Daniel takes a good start over Austin, and you're going to see a lot of side-by-side racing here.
Yeah, I remember just talking about this the other day and the similarities between those two tracks. I mean, they are near identical. So we're gonna see some pretty much how the same races at auto clubs have been going the last couple times we've been there. So what I'm expecting too is some good close battles here on the restarts. Definitely people trying to get what they can get right up off the bat so that they can not have to worry about that tire will fall off, whatever you want to call it, tire fall off, tire wear, whatever it be. And I'm expecting some of these guys to in the next coming laps or so just kind of single it out a little bit and have those battles here and there around the track.
Well, you know, we talked about it. Remember, we was at Xfinity Cars, I believe, when we was talking about that, and I think I mentioned the yellow flag is out. We're ready to go. Looks like Aaron Douglas. Unfortunately, let's go back on the replay here, see what happened to him. Little contact in front. He was just kind of wrong place, wrong time. He's already end of the wall. Can happen very quickly. Science machines, fortunately, into the wall. But you know, real quick here, Alex, you know, you mentioned singling out. And then remember the other day we was talking about the Xfinity cars. Big difference between the Xfinity cars. I know we've talked about the different aero packages and, you know, what Real NASCAR has, and obviously, you know, here on iRacing, how they mimic that. And they mimic it quite well as far as like with the aero package. So I think the biggest thing we might see different from what we saw at Auto Club is these trucks might stay packed up together because they have that higher downforce to them. Almost like a plate race. And you know, and I know, plate racing, man, to real drivers out there is aggravating. Some enjoy it, some don't, because you just cannot get away from the pack. You know, it's not like in a normal 1.5 mile track or something or whatever, where you can kind of maybe drive away a little bit, do your own thing, set up and whatnot. On these plate tracks, you're just kind of stuck.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And this being one of the bigger tracks, as my dog is climbing up on my computer. Stop that. He just wants to watch
Trying
race.
to get in action. That's what it is.
Yeah. Being one of the bigger tracks, I can see how people kind of can make it seem like it's a plate race, you know. And that being said about the difference here between the trucks and the Xfinity cars, because you're right. Last time we were talking about it was the Xfinity cars, and but sometimes those plate races are those exciting races, and I mean, I think every race is pretty exciting unless you're at a certain track, which I'm going to leave unnamed because it runs cautionless almost every time. But anyways, I think if that's the case, then Joe, I think we might be in store for some very exciting racing here at Michigan this evening.
You know, and then I hope I'm saying this right. Andre out there on the Facebook side. Folks, we're live here on Facebook and YouTube, so I always like to say, kind of pick your poison, know which one you like. Get the like and shares. Appreciate it. And you're right. This, plate track racing is all about timing and being relaxed, trying to put yourself in the right position. And this place will definitely be in the trucks, that is. Now, obviously, the other night, and whatnot, we saw different. But with the package these trucks run, and even with the Cup car now run, because used to the Cup car, just to give you kind of some insight, the Cup car used to in the old package, which wasn't that long ago, but it doesn't seem that long ago, about 2018 or whatnot, 2019. In that package, these guys could hit almost 206, 208 mile an hour on the straightaway. Just to give you an idea of what that downforce package and the horsepower package did to those Cup cars, now they're topping out at maybe 194, 195. Killed them by about 10 mile an hour, easily, sometimes more. And that's huge. So when you do that to cars or truck or whatever, it's going to bunch the field up, and you're more reliant on throttle control and momentum. And that's another word we'll use there, momentum throughout the turn. You lose it, and we see it at plate track races. You lose that momentum. Almost we talk about lose the draft. Here's the same way. Now, we simulated between Auto Club and here because they're both 2-mile tracks. And to me, if you look at the configurations, they're close. I think here's a little bit narrower than what Auto Club is. I think this track might be. I could be wrong, but I do know, like what you said, you take things that the bankings are a little bit different. But other than that, I think as far as the shape-wise goes, I think they're about the same. But I think this track might be a little narrower than what Auto Club is.
Yeah, just looking at it, it looks a little bit thinner, like you were saying. But the only real difference here, they're both D-shaped oval tracks. The only real difference is the degree of banking in the turns, where at Auto Club it's 14 degrees and here it's 18 degrees. So that's the only real difference between those two tracks. And I mean, I guess the width a little bit, because I do agree with you. I think Auto Club is a little bit wider of a track. So
seems like it. Just looks like it anyways, you know. I mean, as we go back green, we got Brandon McCuskey out front. And we got Bobby Carter back out there, which we know who that is. That's Elliot Henderson. He can't give up that Bobby stab. Got Daniel Nanny. Look at that. Samuel Hoff having a good run here starting off front there. So he's actually hanging on to the 4th place spot. Austin Moore there in 5th. William Barb up to the 6th place spot. Terrell. But yeah, these guys are going to have a hard time getting away. They might get single file, but you know, a lot of them are going to stay right there nose to tail, even as the run goes on, because draft plays a huge factor here, as we're going to see throughout. Now, the one thing about this track is, again, you know, coming out of turn 4, you see right there, good battle going on between William Barb and Austin. You see Austin on the inside. You're going to see that truck want to kind of climb up the track because they get awful tight going into that turn 4, going down the straight. And you can get very loose coming out of turn 2, and it can kind of shoot you up. But still, some good battles up front.
Right, and talking about that is, see, I'm still a little skeptical on how, like, because as you can see, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of, but it's more single filing out and having, it's not as many battles here and there. It's more battles throughout the field, which is something that's pretty cool to see, instead of it just being like those 2s and 3s that are out there having those exchanges out of 32 cars or trucks this evening. But you got a bunch of groups right here battling it out, and that's why I think that this could be an exciting race, especially for some of these guys who've been looking for a win here, who've been getting so close, but they haven't been able to close. This might be their night.
And you're right, you know, man, I touch on that. A track like this and the way it's set up, you know, I always talk about the plate track races being kind of wild card races, meaning that pretty much about anybody can come in and win them. And a track like this, the way it's set up here, yes, I mean, obviously we know old Elliott, which is, you know, alias there, Bobby Carter, fast week in and week out. And he's battling, but you see he's also having trouble there with Brandon Perkuski. And Perkuski can get up there. You got Daniel Nanny, and you see the guys behind him. You know, momentum definitely a play. And see right there, you know, Elliott just cannot get the groove on that low line to make that pass. So, yeah, the way this place is set up, we could see a first-time winner here tonight.
Yeah, we definitely could. And seeing how some of these guys are rolling, as you got this nice battle up front that has been continuous the last couple of laps. These guys have just been all up in each other's business. And that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting anybody to really run away with it, you know. And these battles, always great to see. So, but some of those guys that haven't had that win yet, that are looking for it, I think tonight might be a night, because Brandon Perkuski coming off a nice win last week. I believe, it was Brandon Perkuski that won last week, right?
I'll have to double check on that. But look at that, 3 wide back here, 4 wide. They had to get a little bit sideways. That's Christopher Heller making moves. Those guys kind of got a little upset right there. I think that's Shane Nicewanger. And we were watching by Austin Moore, but yeah, they're 3 and 4 wide back here in the back. Look at that. Coming across the line. Now, you can do that down this front stretch. It's wide enough. You definitely don't want to take that in a turn. 4 wide right there. They're going to have to settle that one. They did. Take it 3 wide in there. Still not advisable, but I mean, you can do it. Wouldn't want to. It's kind of get a little etchy down there at the bottom, but you can see how just tight them cars get, and then the trucks have to fan out because everybody checks up really quick.
Yeah, that was pretty close. These guys are still going 3 wide into the turns here, and that's a little bit of a handful at this track. So pushing for 4 wide like they almost did, like you said, they had to give up a little bit to make it so none of that bad stuff was happening. So, but that's what makes this track exciting, especially looking at it with how you described this package with the trucks and whatnot. It's making it a pretty exciting race. I like seeing all these battles going on and how we're not having like 1 or 2 runaway trucks, as Elliott Henderson up there throwing some blocks. But this group back here too that we're looking at has been battling. They're battling hard. Looks like Philip Bedford's in there, Jake Miller, Shane Eiswanger, a couple other guys in there battling pretty hard. So,
well, you see right there the 91 machine, and I believe that's Austin Moore. Might have been the one that got in the back end of it. He's got some damage on the nose of that machine, and obviously with the track here, aerodynamics is going to play a huge factor, and that's probably what's slowing up a lot of those guys behind him. Now, if he stays tucked up behind the rear end of someone, he might be okay. He gets out there darting out, and in that air, it's almost that truck's becoming like a walking brick with wheels. It just will go straight back, falling in water. You see him just not being able to go forward, but it's still a good side-by-side battle. And up front, Daniel Nanny says, I'm tired of watching. I'm going to take the lead. He does over Brandon Perkuski. And that's just how it is. 1 minute you're going to have one leader up there. The next minute you see Brandon right there. You know, they might swap that lead around a couple times. It's just all about the momentum at this track. Here goes Brandon for the lead again.
right, and you said it earlier, Joe, about the momentum, how the momentum can just absolutely ruin your chances at a run or of holding a position even. Because like you said, that whole momentum thing is just, it can win you the race, it can lose you the race at this kind of track and how these guys are racing. And look at who's right there in little third place. You got William Barb, who's been sniffing for a win. Very constant finishes the last couple of weeks, and he's been doing a great job, even with some damage. He's been doing a great job of making his way around, and he's sitting there in third place looking to strike sometime soon.
Love this track, man. When I reached the race here a lot on iRacing, I loved Michigan. It was just one of these tracks where you could just kind of go around. And now, yes, after a while, I mean, you can pretty much go wide open for the longest time here. After a while, you just barely got to crack the throttle. You really don't have to do any brakes unless somebody in front of you really checks up or something. But for the most part, you're just barely cracking the throttle going into the turn. You're pretty much over three quarters of throttle applied around this whole entire track, even behind someone. And that's why you'll see a guy be tucked up behind them. They'll try to just shoot on down the inside. Now, I talked about the other time, you see right there where Elliott is, he went down a little bit lower than normal, but you see where that kind of one groove up with that black crease is going around. That's usually where a lot of guys will put those left tires on going to turn 1 and 2. Turn 3 and 4, you'll see them kind of go in. They'll kind of diamond it off down into the turn, and then it'll kind of shoot, maybe kind of middle of the track. Right there you see him put his black line. Coming out of 4, yeah, you'll go up the track. Some will stay in the middle, shoot it all the way down the straightaway here. Just such a huge track here, and it takes a lot of momentum. And with less horsepower, now in the trucks, this is where it's kind of deceiving a little bit here, Austin. In the trucks, they have the downforce, obviously, because the truck is basically just rolling block with wheels and tires and a motor. So their aerodynamics is not there anyways. So yes, they still have the 700 horsepower package or so, or whatever they had before. So they're not limited really by the horsepower. They're limited by their the physics, basically, of what the truck can do and the aerodynamics of it. So that's why they actually tend to drive about like what the Cup car is. The Cup car has the 550 HP package with the higher downforce package on it too when they come to a track like this. So it limits them as opposed to the trucks here. That's why you see them usually going to stay close together. After a while, you touched on it. Tires could become a factor here if it goes a long green flag run. Even though draft still plays a factor, you've got to manage those tires because this place can chew through them.
Yeah, it definitely can. And one of the points I want to make, which this So this track right here, and not knowing as much about the package until you brought it up right there, which is still a nice little phenomenon to me, is that so this racing that's going on right now reminds me of like 1.5 mile racing. If it was just like the field was condensed, because usually 1.5 miles you'll get a couple guys running away and then they'll battle, and you'll get a guy coming up through, you'll get a guy falling back, all that jazz, right? But usually it's a lot more spaced out, a couple seconds or so between the positions. But seeing this is what I was saying the other night about Auto Club, was that I think this track and Auto Club both mimic 1.5 miles. They're just bigger, and they can keep the group of the entire field a lot closer. As you can see, like how we were talking about, nobody's really running away with it. These guys are still super close right here. As you got you're looking at Jake Miller right there in that 4 machine, and this little group right here, they're only 2 seconds or so behind the leaders, so they're right there. Usually at that case, in a 1.5 mile track this far into the green flags, you'd be it just depends. You could be 2 seconds away, you could be 10, 15, 20 seconds back already. So that's what I like seeing about this, is how these guys are being able to stay up there and not let these guys run away with it. As it looks like Brandon's giving Daniel a handful up front.
He does, and you talk about that. If you look at the lap times, Daniel ran a 41.66, but if you look through the whole entire field, just to note that you go all the way back to 26th spot, everyone's still in the 41s. When I say 41s, we're talking about the lowest guy is a 41.9, and I said 41.66, so you're not even talking about 0.2 difference between the field. That tells you right there just how close and how even a lot of these trucks are, and that's why you don't really see a lot of guys that we're watching back here in this pack. As Elliott's dropping off a little bit. You don't see like a lot of these guys in the pack, like Jake Miller or whatnot, flying through the front. Yeah, he's fast. He ran a 41.49, but still, even a 41.49 is what, a tenth faster. If within the next 100 laps, if they never had to pit, yeah, Jake would be up front. But at the rate he's going, it's going to take him several laps. I mentioned before in the Auto Club, track position, and I think we saw it too, track position was key. We could see something like that if it pans out right. You could take a 2-tire stop here and get such a huge lead that even though you might be slower, we saw it with the other night. Who was it? Josh Parker, I think it was, the other one we was watching. He came through the field, but it just ran out of time. And we could see the same thing here tonight. These tracks, and like you said, the tracks like that, kind of bring about that kind of strategy in racing. A lot of times, I love that word, chess match.
So who is that? Is that William Barb?
That is Tyler.
No, excuse me. Terrell Baker. It's early.
Yeah,
I thought it was a green truck for a second. That's why I was like, oh, what's he doing? But
yeah, it's a pit stop, man. It's way early. I would not think it would come in way this early. I mean, I'm going to say pit windows probably going to be, I didn't get my paper or anything this time, Willie, but I'm going to say pit windows by just going off the other ones because they run 75% fuel here. The pit window, I'm going to take a gander, 40 laps, maybe 50. They might be able to do this in a 2-stop or 1-stop if it goes green. You got to remember that first caution helped too, just obviously slowed them down just a little bit. We saw that the other night also. But yeah, I'm going to take a gander lap about 50, 55. Well, I'm going to say 50, 55. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if we don't go... Wow, my voice sounded different there for a second. I was like, who's talking?
Too. Alex,
I was like, what just happened? But, yeah, that caution definitely did help. And if we're not, say, theoretically, we don't have a caution from now until I don't know, maybe the end of the race or not even any more cautions in this race. Who knows? Obviously, anything can happen. I don't know what I'm talking about 98% of the time because whenever I say it, it happens. So, but yeah, I'd be right there with you, Joe. I'm thinking maybe late 40s, early 50s for lap for green flag pit stops if we get to that point. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Is it looks like Brandon Barkowski's taking a little dive down in his nice Bud truck.
Well, he took it out front, and then here comes Daniel Nanny firing back on the outside. Now, outside is going to be it, and, we could be wrong on these pit stops because that's the top runner at 26 laps in. They're coming. Okay, folks, never mind. My math was off, all right? Throw my notebook out the window, burn that thing because half the field just came down at lap 26. Too. Wow. And I know Andrea said out there, you're right. Now, I hope I'm saying your name, by the way. Adrian. Is it Adrian or Andrea or Adrian? Tell me which one. Either way. Said one stop round 50-60 if aggressive, plus 5 for fuel saver tires. Now, 26 laps on tires here. It's been a while since I've run this track. I'll be honest with you here, Alex. It's been a while. I'm going to say you could go a lot longer, 26 laps on tires. Joel. Well, Daniel. And thanks for supporting Raven Graphics. Raven Graphics, good deal. Always out there. But back to what I was saying, I'm not 100% sure. You know what? It's been a while since I've done one of the official races that they have here, and usually that's a good starting point of finding out what these guys can go tire wise, and obviously it might be tires might be falling off here this quick, 25 to 30 laps. And they always short pit sometimes on us. We never know. But the leaders on pit road. Chris said 540 laps. That's what I'm thinking now. Unless Sam has changed the fuel. I always thought it was 75% here. 75% should have taken them further, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I don't know the breakdown either, so I'm not. Oh, the Pete truck's out front right now, so
yeah, he's at the pit.
Acknowledge.
Now wait a minute, he went in on lap 3, so he might. Obviously, he can fan it out a little bit. Actually, the top 3: Shane Posse, Pete, Jeff, right there. They all pitted with that caution. They got a little bit more oomph, to be able to go a long way, and. Shane, here you go. That one. Who's number 10? Who's that?
If you give me like 4 or 5 seconds, I'll tell it to you. Number
Matthew
10.
Daniels?
Yeah, Matty Daniels.
That's it. There we go. Menard. This can't get it. Got me closer. There it is. Well, there you go, Dole. Shot him in what the paint job is. There it says Menard Raven Graphics out there. As always, we talked about it many times, real quick here since we got a pretty good long green flag run. It's something, we touch on a lot of tech stuff that goes on here in our races, and I enjoy it. I love what you come up with as far as like the tech, as far as the tracks and all, and I try to give a little insight of what, how iRacing is and the builds and stuff as we're coming actually up on some builds here soon. But, just real quick, sim racing as a whole, not just iRacing, sim racing as a whole has come a long way, especially with the pandemic thing last year. iRacing has really exploded. They've always had the Pro Series and whatnot. They've always been done well with that, but it really has exploded as far as being on national TV and stuff. But real sponsors, and just, a real good one, obviously back there, we're talking about Raven Graphics. Raven Graphics obviously probably can get you set up with an awesome look on the track here. There's actually, we see Budweiser cars out there, Interstate Battery cars like right there. Your normal, sponsors that you see every day in real life. But You got guys like that. Elliot Henderson Design. That's his own thing out there. That's his own style company that runs. And we see it throughout the field with many of his paint jobs. That's why I like trying to show off paint jobs, because a lot of these guys, that's just how far sim racing has come there, Alex, is even with the broadcast stuff. When I first started broadcasting, I wasn't one of the first. But I tell you what, they weren't nowhere near. I probably could have counted the broadcasters on my hands, as many as there were out there. Now there's just a multitude. That's how much it has went, and how much these leagues have wanted to get onto that, to show off these guys. One, driving, two, their sponsors that they've got. You've got paint shops out there. You've graphic designers. You've got video guys. You've got guys that run real companies. I mean, you've heard it in my some of my other races that we do. Some of the real companies and whatnot that come on board to sponsor races, sponsor events. And like I said, iRacing, they do have Coca-Cola. We could sit here and debate on that one all night long, but they do have Coca-Cola out there, and that's a huge sponsor step for iRacing to sponsor the Pro Series. So iRacing as a whole, it is huge. Not like what it used to be. It is huge now. And I've always said you can spend as little as you want or as much as you want as far as getting started in sim racing.
Yeah, one of those that just came flying into my mind right there was Patty Engineering.
Yeah, that's Samuel Hoff. Samuel Hoff is. And he actually did one of the races.
Hey, he's still running it.
Yeah, he's still running it right there. I can't get the good side shot that I normally do, but where you can see, like you said, Patty Engineering. That's the one out there, and I know his dad watches all the time. So, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's phenomenal to see a lot of great sponsors out there, and you're gonna see it throughout sim racing. I've had great sponsors, that I've done here. Obviously, a lot of, just, I mean, I can sit here and name a multitude of sponsors that I've had, as far as come on board and as far as the races, even guys sponsor these races. You talk about the Patty Engineering, and William Perkuski, I think, did the one race for his Twitch channel and so forth. So, I don't know. Sim racing has come a long way, but right now, middle of, we did some green flag stops, and what that's done is put William Barb out front, and I'm telling you right now, he's going to win a race before it's over with. He's got a handful of Elliot Henderson right there, a.k.a. Bobby Carter out there, and get into that later, but you do have Brandon Perkuski and Daniel Nanny back up there, so these guys are still, and Jake Miller. Jake has been one that's having an up and down season too, but Don't count out old William Barb there. He definitely can get it done. Which, at a track like this, put yourself in the right place, right time. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And it's, like you said, Jake Miller's been having that up and down season. He's had a couple nice finishes. I mean, looking at it, we are sitting at about, just past a third of the way done with the season. So some of these guys have been having some up and down races, and Jake Miller is one of them. He's had his highs, he's had his lows here, and a lot of the times it just seems like he just gets caught up in the wrong spot at the wrong time, or the wrong spot at the right time, I should say. But he's running up there strong, 5th place right now. So he's got.
Say that one more time. The wrong place at the right time, or the wrong place at the wrong time, or what'd you say?
Yeah, I was like, so wrong place, wrong time, or wrong place, right time. And in my head, I was like, wrong place at the right time means he's getting caught up in it if it's happening. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Starting to sound like me, man. Get all confused with everything you say just to come up with something. Hey, that's all right. You're right. I mean, Jake right there, and we talk about William. He's to me, William's about one of the most consistent trucks out there. Has been. He just doesn't give up, and that's a true fight of a champion too. I've said it a million times. Even with the chase, how it's set, if you can make the chase being a consistent car. Heck, you can make the Final Four being consistent, never win one. We've seen that happen. And then I really feel like if it wasn't for NASCAR, that car probably would have won the championship too, because it was out front leading a great deal when a mysterious caution flew at that time. But we won't get into that point of history. But just wouldn't have been good PR, I guess, if somebody never won a race all season long actually won the championship. That kind of defeats their how did they put it when they brought the chase out? We want everybody to win mentality. Yeah, well, that kind of would have blew that out the water. But it can work. As you see, William Barr slid a little bit, got into Jake right there. Ouch. Just like that. You can see that inside car just got a little bit out of shape. Inside truck there, and the outside one paid for it. Well, that could have been disastrous, but I must say Williams probably been one of the most consistent machines out there all season.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now because I got a good breakdown in the point standings of how the race has been going.
Okay.
In 8 races, it says William Barr has raced in 5 of them and has had 3 provisionals. I don't even know what provisionals means in the aspect of this.
Well, okay. All right. Hopefully I said that. Yeah, you're right, Andre. Hopefully all right, let me, before I find it right fast, give me 1 second here, folks. Because I know they do this in the, 1 second. Okay. They do what they call a qualifying style session. And what it is, it's open for the top 25 in points. Must be in the session, but it's for open slots who are outside the top 25. That's what it is. All right, my bad. They have a qualifying session for anyone that's outside the top 25 in points to get into the race. I like that because it opens up. I knew they did something like that. They do something like that in the Cup Series too. It was kind of sister league to here, kind of step up style league. And that is really neat that they do that to where you can climb in. So the provisionals, if they're doing it the same as kind of NASCAR does, I don't know what the ruling is. I'd have to go and look in the rule book. I'll admit I have not really looked through the whole entire thing. Maybe somebody out there knows the league really well watching could tell us. But I'm going to give it a shot in the dark here and say they're doing it the same way as NASCAR would. There Alex says, evidently it's off finishes or off past finishes or maybe past wins. Maybe William Barr is a past champ. I'm not 100% sure. But on another series here in Great Lakes. But that's how it works in the real world as far as provisional goes. And obviously charter systems too. I don't think they run that here, but I have some leagues that I've known before that has implemented charters. Now, to me, that is more of a pay to play, pay to win. I don't really care for that in NASCAR, but that's for another day and another conversation. I feel like you're boosting the ego of obviously the higher paid teams then, because I know there was something that came up a couple years ago about one of the teams losing one because of money or didn't have as many starts or blah, blah, blah. But it could be something like that too, Alex. So I'm not 100% sure without not really knowing. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I mean, what's your take on it?
Yeah, no, I think I'm still as lost as I was when I first asked. So,
well, I mean, that's about as far as I can get. I mean, just going all about what it is in real life. I mean, you know what it is in real life, real racing.
Yeah, so, but I'll hit on that consistency factor really quick. It was just something that I was like, oh, what's that? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, what is it? But anyways, I'll hit on the consistency of William Barb right now because he is currently 12th in points. Obviously, we have a long way to go before the chase or the playoff start, whatever you want to call them. And but in those 8 races, he's got 2 top 5s and 4 top 10 finishes. So that's very consistent. And another one that I always like to hit on is Shane Nicewanger.
Oh,
who's
turn around. I don't know who that was. Yellow out. I'm not sure who that was. Sorry about that. Oh, that was Shane Nicewanger. You were just talking about him. You talked about him and he hit the wall. Saw him get side by side right there. Oh, side by side with the Menard truck. Watch this replay real quick. Man, tapping to catch it on the camera, just flipping through the field there, and they were door to door, and just got together a little bit, beating and banging, and Shane almost had it saved, and then pow, punched the nose. I do think they got a fast fix here. Unfortunate under caution. So there you go.
Isn't that funny how that works, huh?
Hey, man, I'm telling you what I always thought about the broadcaster jinx. And I know you're talking about points. This might be interesting in what you were saying also on points there. The point style, the system that they run here, I thought it was a regular NASCAR. But it's actually the IndyCar style. The winner gets 40 points, second's 35, third's 34, fourth's 33, and then it's 1 point obviously goes down from that point on. So it's a 5-point difference between first, second. Right there, it's kind of Indy style, and you get 1 bonus for pole, 1 point for fastest, 1 point for leading, 1 point for biggest gainer, which is must qualify to be eligible. You get 3 points for no times, and what that is, to kind of, I think I've explained that to you before, is obviously if you don't hit anything out there, iRacing has what they call an incident. If you, let's say you run off the track, it can give you like a 1 or 2 times. If you bump or scrape the wall, you can get like a 4 times. If you hit somebody, it's anywhere between 4 and 8 times. There are incident limits in some of the races where you can get DQ'd. You can get so many and get DQ'd. But obviously they give 3 points if you come out of here with 100% without hitting anything. 2 points for most laps led. You will not be scored if you do not complete at least 1 lap for that race. So they kind of give you an idea of and so they do have an incident limit of 25. Well, that's generous. I will say that's very generous. I have leagues that have run 13 and 14 times. So you got to be on your P's and Q's and don't make sure you run pretty well and don't hit nothing. 17X gives you a one lap black flag, so just kind of give you an idea of what you're running down there on the point stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, bonus points, that's probably just a run-of-the-mill stuff. Honestly, didn't even take that incident factor or rating, whatever it's technically called, into factor, but that's a good way to put it because that gives guys more incentive to race clean and have nice consistent racing and nice battles and clean battles, all that jazz, right? So oh wait, hold on just a second. I might be okay, never mind. I was a little ahead of myself there. I was a week behind anyways, but on the points, that's why I was like, oh, what am I looking at? It was like 2 weeks ago, and I was like,
they don't anything on us. Just looking through the rules here, trying to see if I can find anything on what you were talking about earlier about the why you're going through the point stage. Just trying to see if I can find out what that provisional was, or just seeing if I can find anything else. So, under caution.
Yeah. Now I see all the stuff you were looking at for the bonus points and all of that for the point standings, and obviously I still think it's a little too early to be talking about real point stuff going on in this series because we still got a decent amount of races before we get to the playoffs. Chase whatever again you want to call it.
We do, and you're right. I mean, I always like maybe the closer we get, we do. But I didn't see anything in the rule book that talked about the provisional thing, so we'll probably have to find out from one of the head guys here on the pace car. You know, I know somebody that might know this. Sam, did you wait in the booth? Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. What's up, Joe?
Man, well, right now you're having a pretty good race. It's Michigan. Got a question though, and we're up here. We're talking about points. We're talking about some of the guys being consistent. Maybe you can shed some light on real quick. What is the provisional here in the league?
So a provisional, pretty much, if someone misses the race or they're not able to race due to internet or any other reason, they are awarded last place points. All drivers who miss are awarded the same amount of points. So
okay, well, that's cool.
Any driver who misses is getting awarded 33rd place points for this race.
All right, well, good deal. And it's kind of basically the same thing as what I wasn't 100% sure. Looking through the rule, but man, I tell you what, good race you having out there so far. You feel like you got a good truck?
I feel like I have a good truck. I just got to keep it out of the wall and make sure I don't try and clear myself during this race. And I think I may have a shot if I can get up there again.
There you go. Well, good luck there, Sam.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, Sam. So there, answered our question. So it is if you have anything like internet or anything, and that's cool. I've heard that before in some other leagues where, things are out of your control. They'll at least give you like last place points so you don't come out of it. Man, I was up there running 5th place, and then all of a sudden, boom, my internet died on me, or iRacing crashed. I couldn't do nothing about it. At least you're going to come out of here with something. So, pace truck's in. We got a new leader up here, CReal Baker. Going to jump out to the start. He's going to see if he can get in front of there. Daniel Nanning, old Bobby Carter himself there. See Brandon Perkuski, William Barb, and Baker. Good jump out in front of them guys.
Yeah, he got a nice little jump off that restart, and he jumped right down to the bottom really quick under that yellow line or white line, whatever you want to call it, whatever color. It looks like it's a white line over here. So, but these guys coming up behind him, I mean, they're already right up in his grill. So these guys are doing a great job of making sure that it's just being a very competitive race up front, and that's always cool to see. Is you got some little battles going. Looks like William Barb looking at the outside, and he's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna duck right back in." And actually, as he keeps that high line with Jake Miller right behind him, and Brandon Barkuski and Elliott on the outside, with Mr. Baker right there, looks like they make the pass on him. So these guys are doing a real good job of racing, real clean, and there's a lot of strong trucks here tonight. I can't give my bets to anybody just yet, and because I mean, like I said, these guys are running super strong here this evening, and that is a very tight field. It looks like, so who knows what we're going to see.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, and again with these restarts like they are, you see right now Elliott's out front, but Brandon's been there. You've got Daniel Nanning. You got Jake. You got Ty up there. A lot of guys, man, throughout this field, just kind of nose to tail right now, battling. But what they need, but everybody's pitted on lap 48 here because that was kind of under that caution. Kind of put them under close to what their green flag stop would have been. Philip Bedford, that's another truck there. It's usually fast, trying to move his way up. He's in 9th place right now behind Christopher Heller, front of Austin Moore. Some good racing throughout this field. What's up, Sam? How you doing? Jakey. Jakey's so wavy. Neat name.
Yeah, it looks like Philip Bedford right there in that 28 Red Bull truck right there behind Chris Heller. If I remember correctly, he was back there a little bit, and he's just been moving. And he usually has a very strong and consistent truck. I mean, I think he unfortunately on not this past Saturday, but the week before and Tuesday, I believe he was running up front pretty close to. And then
he won the race the other week. That's the one we was had the disconnect and stuff. So they come to find out he actually did put in victory lane.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, when the smoke cleared, because I'm going to tell you what, I feel for the admins that went on with that. Because if you look at one area of it, whatever lap they took, it was different leaders, et cetera. But at the end of the day, Philip Bedford did win the race.
Well, that's always neat to see how these, and these admins do is we got to truck around in the grass.
That's Ashton. Now, this is one of these tracks also, again, if you're far enough off, and as long as he doesn't come spinning on the track, and he stays off, but let's back and watch it. No caution, because this is one of these tracks where if you go far enough off, we talked about off the racing surface, iRacing will not throw a caution, and I like that because it keeps the action going smooth and clean, but he is in that 24 machine right there. He goes down low, and hello, he went down. Just kept going. Maybe a spotter didn't tell him, and he took a little ride through the grass.
Yeehaw!
That's it. There we go. Cutting up, mowing the grass. That's a big lawnmower.
Yeah, it's not your ideal lawnmower either. But sometimes it gets the job done, gets those little passes that you missed or whatnot. As you got a caution now.
Caution for now. Gavin? I think it's Gavin. Let's go back and watch. Seeing Gavin crashed. Go back and watch. That one now. Gonna go back here and see telltale signs of what I think might happen here. By himself, he's slowing down coming out of the turns. He's way slow on the track, and then I've got a theory on it, but I'm going to leave it up to the admins on that one there. Yeah, we'll just let the admins hang on that one there for me, so not what you want to see. Not what you want to see, because that, I will say this, that could have been prevented. Say it that way. How's that? That's the safest way to say it. Under caution. Let the viewers out there speculate on it.
Yeah, I have a theory as well, but I don't think it's the same as yours. But we're not going to go into philosophies here this evening.
Yeah. You hate to see it. But under caution, is what it is. Admins definitely will take into account on that stuff. And interesting here, though, Heller and Ty, Atkin, did not pit, and they pitted back on 48 and 59, or 48, lap 48. Pete, though, 2-tire stop. Now, I said, remember, 2 tires could work here. Made his pit stop there, but I don't know about the top 2 there not pitting. They're going to be on a solid 10-lap older tires. You got, obviously, Carter, and the guy who benefited from that's this guy right here, Baker, who was out front there early, and that caution really benefited him a lot. Get the tires and stay on the same tire plan as everybody else. Let's see how it works out up front. Hopefully the top 2 guys don't get run over.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe they did that and they stayed out because maybe they're expecting another slew of pit stops coming up.
Well, not now.
Yeah, I mean, now that these guys are coming in, but we did see these guys coming in at like as is I'm just watching these guys stack up. They look like they're attempting to stack up, but anyways, I'm thinking that maybe they're trying to, because we saw those pit stops at what, mid-20s
48.
for those. Yeah, so maybe they're expecting to just make it last until then and try and hang as much as they can up there. I don't know. That's just a little guess, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe they'll see if there's another caution or something, maybe 10, 15 laps down the road if everyone will come down again. But then again, that brings in the question about tire limits and all that jazz. So I don't exactly know. That's what I kind of am thinking and leaning towards a little bit, but who knows?
Andre out there. Yep, seen that before. Yeah. Well, like I say, well, go. I don't know. We'll see what Ty can do. Pace truck's in. Here we go. We're going back green flag. Christopher Heller out front. Along with him, remember they're going to be on a little older tires with those guys, except for Pete. Now, he only took 2 tires. Did not get the start he wanted amongst those other guys up front. Definitely, obviously going to see old Carter right there with him. And Bobby's going to try to bring it, or Brandon's going to try to bring it around the outside. And yeah, those 9 tires up front is just not going to hold up against the 4 tires.
Yeah, it's looking like they're just going to make mincemeat of those guys, just letting them stand still up there and just keep rolling through. And these guys, because they're already battling up front, so they're going to have their hands full, if not just...
Remember I told you about momentum? Right there was a good example of it. You see that Heller right there, Carter, just lost a lot of momentum, got stuck behind the truck, and that allowed Brandon to slingshot right there in front. Ty is there, and he's trying to protect that lead, but those tires just are not going to hold up in a turn. You can see him pushing up the track. And with the new tires, they're able to hold down low. Problem is, I mean, Carter's nowhere to go. He can't go anywhere. Got Christopher right there. Good side-by-side battle.
Yeah, these are the battles we've been seeing going on the entirety of this race. I mean, you always like seeing the battles going on, and these guys are doing a great job of keeping them clean. And very exciting for us as you got a huge pack of cars right here, maybe the top 10 or 12 or something like that. That's just always awesome to see.
3 by 3. I mean, that's almost like some Talladega stuff happening right there. Alex, I mean, look at this. It's a slew of mess up front. One false move and you're gonna hit the wall.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's always a little risk that can be sometimes taken, sometimes not. But at these kind of tracks, that's kind of what I don't want to say you expect, because usually at Michigan you wouldn't expect that kind of racing. But these guys are doing a great job, like I keep saying, keeping it clean up there and making it nice, hard racing up front. Because that group up front doing that's just nuts, crazy for me to see that. As it looks like Elliott had a nice little run up on the front stretch right there. Looks like he had to hit the brake a little bit though, or something, just lift off a little bit. It looks like he was getting a nice run coming into 1 and 2 there. See what he's got on the back stretch.
He does. He's trying to get that draft. He's watching the battle up there. Baker's all over the back end of Perkuski there. He better mash the biscuit and keep that thing rolling. If not, man, Carter's going to run over it, that biscuit machine. It looks like he's going to take the lead. Here we go. Baker for the front. Going to be able to make that pass clean. I don't know. We've seen it all night long. He tried to get up the track. Not quite yet. Spotter don't say it's clear.
Yeah, now Daniel Nanny's up there in the mix too. So, I mean, these guys have been strong for a good majority of the night. So, these guys are going to have a great battle going on up front. As now Jake Miller sitting there in front of that second little group right there in that 5th place, and William Barb's right there with him. Philip Bedford back up to 7th. And these guys are just duking it out for these positions. You got Austin Moore in there, Ty Aiken, and Shane Posey also. Posey? Yeah. He's back up there,
place,
so.
Yeah, ninth place, bad on. He's got a good little shot at me. Keep digging. But this is what you're going to see on your restarts here. You got guys going to be kind of aggressive. Now, you saw Baker was very aggressive to get up front. And I think that, track position is what's going to help. You see Jake back there running that second pack a little bit. William Barr, Philip Bedford is. Philip's on the underneath part of William. Going to take it door to door. And it takes you about a lap to get around somebody here. That's the thing. Even though you catch them, a few man to get around them.
Yeah, and maybe Philip's got a nice. Because I'm pretty sure he was starting a little bit back, so he's doing a great job battling, getting up there throughout the field, and like I said, watching him as he's going, it looks like it does. William Barr gets spun.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's go back on the replay, and I think he's collected several of the trucks. Eric Kemp is involved in it. Well, let's go back. He was battling hard with Philip Bedford right there. Go a wide view here and see maybe what happened. They were side by side. We've seen some door to door. It can happen real easy here. Maybe I'm not going to speculate until I see it, but Philip maybe slipped up the track. The truck got a little tight on him or something, but they storm off down the back stretch into turn 3 and 4. Oh, they just got together. I don't know if they thought he was clear or whatnot. He was safe there, and then next thing you know, Eric Kemp comes in and just gets annihilated.
Good should have Elon Musk and his guys come in, launch them into the atmosphere.
Yeah, you're right there, Alex. Yeah. So, wow. But the good thing is they got a fast fix, and so hopefully we'll see William Barr be able to get back up there. He's got enough time to do it, bounce back. Now's an interesting question. They pitted on lap 59. Most of them did. They should be running out of tire sets here soon. So do you pit again? That's another question. How many sets of tires? Usually they give them pretty good amount of tires here. Usually what's around about 4 or so. So I don't know. We're getting close. I don't think you're going to see too many people come into pits here. Especially the top guys.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to come in either. Maybe this is what Chris Heller and them that stayed out were hoping for, but now Chris is back there and a couple laps down, so maybe he did end up having to come down to the pits or something. I'm not sure, but that tire
back markers there.
The what?
A lot of the guys in the back came in.
Oh, okay, I see now.
Those you front runners are stayed out. I think we're getting close to that tire limit.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, because I think you're right when they say four sets or so guys in these races. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys might be on their third, if not their fourth set already. No, it might be their third set.
Absolutely. I don't know if that is. Yep, that's it. Okay. Let's bring up. Try to get him right. Get him back in here. Bring up here, Brandon. Brandon, join the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, Joe, how's it going, man?
Well, I had to figure out your name first and foremost there. Not used to the nicknames in the Discord, but man, you got a fast truck. But this place is definitely it reminds me of a plate track. And real quick, are y'all getting near your tire limits out there?
Yeah, that's why I didn't pit here, Joe. I got 2 left, and I think TCB probably, Terrell Baker, he probably only has 1 left now. That was the thought process of staying out here. You would have been really close on fuel, But I think I'm with the cautions now. I'm valuing these tires a lot more than fuel.
Okay, well, that's what I was thinking when I was up here talking. I think that we knew it was getting close to that tire set and so forth. Well, you think you got the truck to maintain and stay out there? It's pretty hot and heavy behind you.
It's going to be tough. I think there's about 4 or 5 guys who are really solid. I think you got Daniel Nanny, Elliott, myself, and if Tyrell gets back up here, he was real racy too. So it's anybody's race. And don't count Jake Miller out. He's right up here with us.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, good luck out there, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Right, there we go, Brandon. So that kind of eases our conversation a little bit there, Alex. On yeah, they're getting near those tire limits. Some only have 1, some maybe have 2 in the bag. So we'll have to see what happens here as this place chews through those tires a lot more than anything. Getting set to go back green, Brandon Perkuski's going to lead them to the line along with Daniel Nanny and company. I still think I'm like you, Alex. I don't know who's going to win this thing because anybody's ball game up front. Pace trucks in, green flags back in the air. We're racing at Michigan.
Yeah, and I think so. So if I'm doing my math right, I think it does come out to that four sets of tires as that front 4 just singles out right away. So,
and they will with the obviously you got to take it a little bit easier with those tires, but you see Daniel Nanny pushing Carter to the lead. That's what you need. You got Jake back there too. I tell you what, Jake definitely kind of looking for a good run here tonight. Let's see what happens. Right now, all Carter out front with Nanny sitting in second. Perkuski right there in third. Philip Bedford, though, don't count him out. Man, it was fast the other weekend. Here comes Samuel Hoff. Boy, I got to give a shout out. And I know Dad up there, but Dad's probably, man, done threw his drink, man, all over the place. So excited.
yeah, I mean, I would be too. He's been coming up, doing good, representing that Patty Engineering truck very well this evening as he's up there with these guys are very fast. And here comes Tyrell Baker too, just like Brandon Perkuski was just saying when he was up here. He's like, he's got a fast truck, so maybe he can up there and mess with some guys up there, give them a nice little run for their money as he's already back up
Alex.
third.
Sorry about that, but here's something interesting about that is he pitted on that lap 69 caution. I don't know if he took tires or just fuel, but by the way that truck's reacting, he took tires, and obviously he's on a 10-lap newer tires. It might pay dividends for him here at the end of the race if he's got 1 or 2 sets, and they're 5 wide almost in the back there. Are you kidding? I mean, these guys have been very aggressive, but yeah, Baker right there obviously is going to take the lead. I'm pretty sure he took tires there, but man, look at this mess back here. That's got William Barb. Remember, he got caught up in the wreck? Well, he's back there beating and banging with somebody. Tell him guy to wait.
Yeah, this is kind of what I usually see with William Barb right here. He usually it's a little earlier in the race he'll get caught up in something, but here he is just coming up, moving through the field, and this goes to show with his level of consistency when it comes to racing in this Great Lakes Truck Series League that he is a force to be reckoned with. And like we've been saying, Joe, he's gonna get one, a nice little win for himself one of these times, and who knows if it'll be tonight. I mean, he's making some nice moves coming up. He was just in 16th at the start of that last lap or something, or really close to, and now he's up to what, 11th? So he is moving with the purpose back there.
Yeah, and obviously when he pitted, he probably put tires on too, so we're seeing him come through the field, slicing through it real easy. Use his fast fix to get his truck, so you definitely don't want to get into trouble. Got to still be patient even though you're that fast. And like you say, working over the 10th place man, Aaron right there, so keep your eye out for William. That pit stop could put him in a very good position. The problem is he's coming up on a pack here with Samuel Phillip right there. Looks like a Shade Posse up in 6. Man, they are 3 and 2 wide, so William Barb's got to be patient getting around these guys here.
Yeah, and this is a really dicey looking. I don't want to say dicey as in like a negative way, but these guys are. Ooh, that guy got a little loose right there. That was close.
Jake.
Yeah, that was Jake. Phillip.
But there's got some hard racing right there between them. Just goes to show you what's happening. I'm not sure machine right there.
I think that's Ty Aiken.
Number is that? Is it? Oh, that may be Jacob Bransky. We haven't really talked about him all race long. Yeah, that's Jacob. In a,
this one.
Yeah, remember
Okay.
in his cup car. Wasn't his cup car, he switched over to Vroom or something like that. Now he's got his truck. Remember he was running the Hippie Chippy. And now he's got Vroom Racewear apparel. Vroom. VroomApparel.com. Well, he must have something going on with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were talking about the 71 red truck right behind him. That's why I was like, oh, it's Ty Aiken, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's Ty right there.
No, he's still got those neat paint jobs, though. Jacob Bransky's got these nice-looking paint jobs he brings out to every single race, whether it be his Shippies machine or this Vroom one that he's got going on. He comes out with some very nice-looking trucks and cars here for the Great Lakes Truck Series and the Cup Series, so he's doing a good job. We haven't, like you said, we haven't said much about him all night, and he's sitting there nice in eighth, ninth place right now, battling with these guys for top 10.
Yes, he is. You still see William trying to run through the field. He's up to 6, working on the back end of Phillip right there. Boy, a little tugging. Don't want to do that too much. You'll send the truck sailing because, you know, this is not a bump and run style track. So you can bump a little bit in the turns. Very, very tough place to do it at. I know Williams a lot faster, but sometimes you got to be patient. You don't want to get yourself into trouble, hurt that truck, hurt your momentum. And you see right there, a little contact between Bransky, excuse me. Wow, I mean, these guys, man, have just got some hard racing going on back here.
Yeah, they do. Maybe that was William Barb giving Philip Bedford, excuse me. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Shane Bedford, but that's his name's Philip. Let me just drill it into my head now. Maybe that was him giving a little like, hey man, I think you wrecked me last time, but I ain't gonna wreck you, but hey, I'm still here. So as he's throwing blocks up and down the whole entire front stretch.
Yeah, William right there, just careful. I mean, just you throw a block right there, you just don't know the closing rate sometimes. So quick. Guy, you know, end up can clip you and then you're off in the wall. He's already used his fast fix one time, but outstanding battle. William knows he's trying to come through the field and utilize those new tires before maybe pit stops here and get as much as he can on track, because he might be out of set of tires. He's pitted 4 times, so he's either got one set or none. But he's trying to use them the best he can to get up. He's up to 3rd right now. Baker, the man out front, who we know pitted on lap 69 himself. He's got a huge lead. And that right there, just seeing that. Let's just throw some devil advocate out here a little bit. And let's say Baker has no more tires. We know a lot of these guys are going to have to pit again before the end of this one. I'm going to say they are. If so, some of the guys, maybe like Elliott Henderson, Brandon and all that have tires, if this thing goes green, with only 19 laps to go, here's the problem. Baker's probably not coming into pits. I don't know if fuel's going to be a factor, because you're talking about 30 laps he's got to make it. We've only seen him pit around 26. Brandon said more fuel is not the issue there when we talked to him. It was more of tires. We know the tires will go 26 or so laps, so obviously Baker's going to push it to 30, and you can push it to 30. I mean, you're going to fall off the pace. But that's why he's trying to extend this lead as far as he can. And because the further he extends this lead, if those guys do come in the pits, they're going to lose so much time. They're just going to run out of time coming through the field. We talked about that earlier. And that's why William is trying. William might not win this race, but boy, we got to take it back to being that consistent on him.
Yeah, and he brought Jacob Bransky up there with him. Jacob Bransky's right there, right behind Bobby Carter, Elliott Henderson, whoever we want to call him this evening. But
yeah, man's got multiple names, multiple personalities.
Yeah, that brings me to a little Office quote where Dwight's like, "Identity theft is not a joke, Jim." Just makes me giggle a little bit.
We saw Christopher Heller earlier in the race. He was up front, unfortunately way off the pace, back at 26th spot. Hate that about that, man. Was having a good run up front. Eric Kipp definitely got caught up in a wreck earlier. He's back at 25th. Some of the faster guys, and you know, we love the Pete truck out there. You took a gamble on a pit stop earlier with 2 tires. It just has not paid off the way you wanted to. He's back in 16th spot. You can see some great battling and right there. Shane Posse's around. Not sure it caused a caution. Let's go back and watch one more time because he saved that truck. Sometimes if a truck gets 90 degrees, iRacing will throw a caution. Sometimes they won't. They won't. Coming up with my own words again. Won't. A little bit of door-to-door, maybe side drafting there. Or no, Philip Bedford. And then they just had to check up, and the 71 got in the back. And sometimes iRacing will throw a caution for that right there. It's kind of tit for tat for what iRacing will do there. Then again, I can't see. Maybe an admin threw it too. But, boy, what this does to Baker, whichever one, is not what Baker wants to see. Because if he is out of tires, we go back to what we were talking. If he's out of tires and if Williams out of tires, they're sitting ducks because you know Elliott Henderson and them are coming in. I would think Elliott and them was coming in. Now, I say that. Problem is, if Elliott comes in and half the field stays out, oh boy, he might not have enough time to come through the field. So, what would you do if you're sitting in second place there, Alex? Never mind.
Well,
they're coming on.
Yeah, I'll just give it a second and then I'll wait to see.
Yeah. Well, and that takes out the debate whether or not Ty. Well, actually, we'll watch Baker here because we'll see if he actually he could come down for fuel, obviously, but I wouldn't have come on pit road for that unless I was just that close. Hey, that's another set of tires. Okay, so that throws that out the window of him being out of tires. Everybody pretty much had a set of tires. Barb, set of tires also. Down and away. Looks like Baker's going to win it off. Elliott behind him. Brent, Barb. Or Bukowski, Barb. Philip Bedford. So, all right, here sets the field now. Ashton Lawson stayed out. Got a feeling he's out of tires is why he stayed out. He's pretty much going to be kind of sitting duck up there. I hope he can hold him off, but you've got a whole field of guys behind you with new tires. It's on from here. At this point of the race, you've got what you've got. No matter if a caution comes out from here on, this is it. If you can make it to the front, you better be aggressive and make it to the front. Just don't wreck yourself doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to take a second here to acknowledge the fact that we have not had that 75% completion disconnect.
There you go.
This race.
Don't
so that's
jinx
a
it,
plus.
man. Why you bring that up?
Why do I bring it up, you ask?
Yeah.
Well, because we had it happen on Tuesday of last week and the Saturday right before.
Now it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Well, I like what Adrian said out there. You better have good blocking skills. Awesome. Good luck. Yes and no. You're right. One, have a good spotter. Two, be aware of your surroundings. And three, like you said, be able to block right, because one wrong block with the momentum of how this track is, you're going to get turned. And there's nothing the guy behind your side can do about it. So, going to block. I've always said this. I know a lot of people always goes, oh man, the guy blocked sometimes causes the guy behind him to get wrecked, blah, blah, blah. I say this with the blocking. If you're going to do it, you need to understand the consequences that come with it. And the consequences that come with blocking is you could get wrecked. Bottom line is you just could get wrecked. You could get run over. You could get wrecked. You could make a wild move. So if you're going to do it, don't get mad at the guy behind you because he hit you. We see that all too often in real racing. If you're going to do it, understand that, hey, you can get wrecked. But here we go. This is going to be interesting. Pace trucks in. Boy, Baker, though, man's been fast all night long. But green flag flies, and a couple guys spinning some tires in the back. Did not get started in the back there. We saw him jack the field up. This is kind of what Lawson wants to see right now. I think it's just going to be all for not going into turn one. Those tires just not going to hold up. You're going to see Elliott right there just scoot on by with the new tires. And Baker closes in, and then that's not what he wanted, but that good job not spinning the truck out there. Here comes Bransky to the inside, though.
Yeah, I was like, he wasn't even really blocking. He was just running his line. And then I was like, oh, my gosh, all these things are happening. But look,
William Barb is around. William went off the track. All right, let's go back. You can see him right there get a little loose. Bam, smacks the wall. Trying to hang on to it. Then Shane Posse nowhere to go. Going through the infield. Oh, wow. Back on the yellow flag. See William right there battling. It looks like Daniel and him was battling. And you can see trucks in front of him there. And then Daniel threw a block and then came back up the track, got in contact, and ouch. And then Shane just nowhere to go from that point on. So again, we were talking about it. That's a perfect example of, blocking and aggressiveness, and you know what comes from it.
Yeah, so question that I have is, it's about the spotters on iRacing, Joe, and my question is there like different levels of how, like, I guess you could say good your sponsor is that you can get like throughout as you get more points and all that jazz, or is there like a default one, or how does that work?
Okay, there's two ways you can get spotted. Obviously there's a default one that iRacing provides you. That is pretty good. Obviously they'll tell you car high, car low, car 3 wide, and you're in the middle, blah blah. It'll tell you all kinds of info like that. You can get third-party apps out there that one off the top of my head is one that's really good. It's called Race Car Engineer or Driver Racing Engineer or something like that. DRE, I believe it is. Very good. It gives you a lot of telemetry. It actually tells you your fuel. It tells you, spots for you. It tells you your tire wear. It tells you your position. There's a guy in front of you. So it takes a lot of telemetry from iRacing itself and gives you all that feedback back. Really good if you're like in a VR environment and so forth. But then the other option is you can have a real spotter. Like how we're watching the race right now. Okay? We basically could just watch one driver, let's say like Jacob Bransky. I could watch him from this view right here. Like I'm watching him. I could be in his Discord channel down there just like we are right now. And I can say, Alex, right now you're looking clear. You got the 25. Looks like you got Tyler Baker right behind you, 25. Looks like we're going green here in another lap. So I could real time spot you. Basically the same way we're broadcasting the race here. Right now you're looking pretty good there, Alex. You're sitting second. Be clean on it. It's like Carter might take, I don't know if he's going to take the outside or inside. But you kind of see, and then I'll have different, I can go through the cameras, chase view it to see and show you, let me know where cars are, how close they are like this. All right, we're double filing up. Be careful. Looks like, man, you're going to be on the inside. Be careful. You've got a 28 machine. So you see how I can real-time spotter it. And some of these guys have real spotters that can do that. Get in there and get in the channel and so forth. So that's kind of the third option. So, yeah, really about 3 different options out there, and they all work quite well. But just like anything, and like in real racing, spotter sometimes and the driver, you've things happen so quick. closing rate, stuff like that. Spotter can't get to you in time, and sometimes it really happens more on the iRacing spotter than it does a real one. They tell you a little late when you're clear, or they might tell you clear and it's like a split second and you move up and you're not 100% clear yet, stuff like that. So, but I hope that helped you out a little bit.
Oh yeah, it definitely did, and definitely brought some insight. I think it'd be pretty cool to be up being the spotter, be like, you know,
we
I
want to hear all that now. I wouldn't want to hear that in my. Wait a minute, we gotta be. What are you talking about? I'd be the driver, be going, well, who's on? We look pretty good. Green flags back in the air. I don't know. Ransky and Carter right there. I don't know who's going to take this thing. Those two guys have been at each other all race long. Don't count on Phillip. Don't count that Baker out either. You still got Brandon and Ty there.
Yeah, and these guys, I mean, like you're saying, is Tyrell's up there with Tyrell. I don't know
Tyrell
exactly.
and Ty. You got Ty and Tyrell.
Yeah, and these guys are.
I got him pushing, man, now.
On the back of Elliot Henderson right there. Looks like Phillip's right there, right behind him, too. He's got a nice view from Ty's hood right there.
Oh, Phillip just got clipped. He held on to that truck.
Did he save it?
Yes, he did. Man, are you kidding me? What, I got to be the save of the night right there, but unfortunately he's going to lose a lot of momentum, a lot of space. 3 wide back there. Battle for the lead. Here comes Baker. He's been fast in the biscuit machine all night long, and he's battling beside Carter. Carter's there, but I don't know if he's going to have enough. Terrell's outside, going to take the lead as we're coming down here. I mean, what a run up front. Wow. Well, name that truck Rollin' Biscuit.
Roll and? Like
Rollin',
roll in?
no,
like
Rollin'
and?
Biscuit. No, Rollin' Biscuit.
But a roll is another pastry thing, kind of like a biscuit.
Hey, man, it sounds good. Come on, now work with me here, Alex.
No, I'm just looking at the spelling. Is it R-O-L-L? Like
I just said Rollin' Biscuit.
Yeah, like, never mind.
Yeah. See, you trying to analyze too much. That's what. You must be from the north.
I'm
Is that
from
right?
just outside of Chicago.
I see, that's it. Yeah. Like my wife, man, they be analyzing everything. Us guys, me down here in the South, we just make up words, all right? Oh, caution out. David Nexter. See what happened to him here on caution. Back here. Oh, him and Phillip just got together and then got the worst end of that deal. In the Cheez-It machine.
Woo, he saved off the wall right there, though. That was close.
All right, well, gonna give another shot to these guys up here to him.
Looks like it might end in a green-white checkered, though.
Yes. Oh, my word was kind of clever, by the way.
No, no, okay. I'm not bashing the word or what we want to call the truck. I'm just looking at the schematics of it.
Rollin' Biscuit. It's a biscuit that is rolling. Rollin' Biscuit. Thank you.
Yeah, so where my mind went, it was like roll in biscuit.
Yeah, so you're trying to analyze too. Go on now.
It's Elliot dives down pit road.
Yeah, that's strange. Out of fuel? Fuel going to be a concern here. Oh, a lot of guys came down. Samuel off and all. Now, this is interesting. Now, again, Elliott, has tore up the win column the first 5 races of the season, I think it was. Won them all, so he's pretty much safe as far as points goes. But a lot of guys coming on pit road. Brandon Perkuski, William Barb. Is fuel an issue? That would be the only reason I would see these guys become, because tires, they're not going to happen. There's no way they got enough time to come through, 4 laps to go to come through the field. I mean, they're coming back out in 16th place spot. They would have to be rocket ships to come through the field. There's no way.
Elon Musk returns to Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. There's no way. So could fuel, are they thinking maybe a green, white, checkered here, and fuel might, remember a lot of these guys, well, you know what? No, fuel shouldn't be a problem because Baker pitted on lap 80. You know what? I'm confused. I don't even know why he's pitting.
Yeah, because those guys all came down that last caution.
Lap 86, so everybody's good on fuel. I mean, I don't know. That's...
Yeah, I have
crazy.
No idea.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Peace lights.
Don't look like it to me because they're stacking up now.
Elliot, you waiting in the booth? Got a copy?
I do.
All right, we got to ask, what's the pit strategy call here because it can't be fuel?
Pray that these tires actually work. I don't know, man.
I mean, you're going to have a rocket ship, I think, to come through. I mean, do you think you can make it through that field?
Find out, man. We're going to set them 3, 4, 5, 5. I hope we can. But, I don't think I was going to win my restart second there. I felt like I was going to get shuffled and just have to deal with that stuff. I dealt with it last season. I'm not doing it again. I figure, either we get another quick yellow and I can gain a few spots out of this or something, or I'm in the yellow. And we got no fast repair because we hit the wall in like lap 3. So we'll, I don't know, man. We'll see. We're locked into the playoffs. We don't really care. We're here for Darlington, and then we're taking a break.
All right, my man. Well, good luck out there.
Enjoy it.
All right, there you go. Well, like what I said, he's pretty much locked in on the playoffs, so this is an experimenting time for him. Be interesting to see. So he's basically sending it to the front. He's either going to wreck it or checker it, one way or another. Be interesting. We're getting set to go back green.
Wreck it or checker it. I like that.
I mean, he very well could. From that picture you see him back there, I mean, it doesn't look that far to the front, but then again, you see those guys up there, they have to go real slow on those tires so they don't spin them. And you see Baker just get a good, huge jump. I mean, he's going to gain a lot of spots before the end of it. If there's no caution, he's definitely going to gain a lot. As you see the battle right now. Where he is, you can see him right there. I mean, he's going to gain a lot. I just think he's going to run out of time getting to the front. I think he knows that.
Yeah, and like you said, coming in with that experimentational kind of mindset, I think that's pretty neat given the fact that he's aware of his position and the standings and all that. So looks like they're taking the white flag, so anything could happen now.
Well, like I always say, he didn't kill himself on the track, won't matter. But here we go. One more time, and you see Austin Moore close in with Jacob Bransky. Oh, Austin Moore's around. It won't matter if they just destroy the whole field. Brandon Bruskowski's in it. All of them's in it. Won't matter right now. It's Ty Baker still out front in this one. Andrew Lutz holds on to second. And you talked about it. Look at this. Carter made it through there. And made it all the way up to 6, but Andrew out of turn 4.
You got a truck around there too.
Oh, you got
people
a lot
wrecking.
of trucks. Yeah, this just destroying. Here it goes. Tyler Baker's going to win it. Andrew Lutz in second. Frederick Crimmings. Well, I'll tell you what, Frederick, right place, right time, said, hey, what just happened here? I came in third. Wow. That's all I got to say on that last lap. Jake Miller, good run for him, coming home in fourth. And Pete, man, hey, coming out of that one too. And fifth, and there you go. Carter came home in sixth. Marshall up to seventh. Samuel Hoff with a good finish in eighth. Aaron there in ninth, and around top 10, Phillip. But what a wild one. Wow. You see Baker, man. He's going to put it through with some happy donuts.
Oh yeah, and maybe they heard you, Joe. Like they're like, oh, like Joe says, last lap we can kill ourselves. Let's let's give him a show on the last lap. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
got guys going all over the place that last lap. But good job for
Whew.
obviously some of these guys making it through there and coming in with that surprise top 2 and 3 finish here. So those guys did a great job of coming up here. So very exciting end to the race.
Yes, it was. I didn't know who was going to win that one. Find old Baker here and get a word with him. You know what's funny? Baker's in a team down there by himself, so he just beat a lot of these big team guys up here. So hats off to him. Well, let's bring up old Frederick, third place man. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Frederick, it's Alex up in the booth. You got me?
Yep. Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, so that last lap, coming in with that, where you were sitting, what are you thinking was going to happen up in front of you versus what actually happened, man?
Man, I'd expected nothing. It's pretty unpredictable. The entire race had been unpredictable. There's a couple wrecks at the end. I just full throttled it. I was going in there for that final restart, just holding it and praying, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, and it worked out very well for you, man. I'd say that. So you had a pretty consistent truck this evening. So coming in through all that wreckage and carnage going on in front of you, coming in with the top 3 finish, man. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for this nice finish here in Michigan tonight?
Yep. I'd like to thank, first of all, Defiance. That's my team right there. That's the team. Doing good. Everyone in the top 10 for the final restart. Our parents, of course, and my job, so I can keep money to do this expensive sim.
Well, awesome. So, again, congratulations on your third place finish, man. Making it through all the wrecking in front of you and just being right where you had to be and sending her through how you should. So, congratulations on that again, man.
Thank you very much.
Yo, Andrew, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, so it looked like you got a little bit of trouble up there a little earlier, man. What are you thinking after getting involved in that kind of stuff and finishing out the race?
I don't really know what to feel. I think it was just luck. I got a 4X because I got into P a little bit there. I didn't try to. I made it through most of the way, and I was pretty happy about that. But after finishing second, I'm just in shock. I have no words.
Yeah, man. So, making it through all that, seeing all that wrecking in front of you, man. And like you said, being a little, I can understand coming through from where you were to where you ended up finishing now. And especially with all the wrecking happening in front of you, man. What was it like seeing all that jazz and hoping and praying you'd make it through it?
I just tried to find a hole that was open. I didn't really know where to go because there was like madness everywhere. And I tried to go down low because that's really where everybody else doesn't go and where you can make it by. And somehow I made it by.
Yeah, you did a great job. And so, anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for this very nice second place finish you got here in Michigan this evening, man?
I want to thank my team owner, Samuel Hoff, for bringing me up from the ARCA series and thanking Ashton Lawson, my teammate. That's really it.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on your second place finish, man. Coming through all that wreckage and carnage happening in front of you, coming through all clean, coming up with the second place finish, man. So congratulations on that again.
Thank you. Feels amazing. It feels like I got the superpowers. Show.
What's going on, boys? Absolutely. That one yellow where I think with 85 laps ago, I did not want to see that yellow. I was like 4 seconds ahead. Didn't want to see the yellow. That yellow came out, and I kind of just thought, man, I'm getting screwed out of this. And then one of the yellows fell, and I think Elliot Henderson actually ended up hitting there. And I was actually surprised. Actually, no, sorry. I had gotten around him, and leading up to this final caution here, I had gotten around him, and I was very surprised to see him pit and a few others. I knew for sure that he was going to stay out, and it was going to be a duel between us two. But I was definitely worried about that last yellow. I didn't think I was going to win this race, and I was screaming on that last lap, I deserve this. I deserve this, because I had that 4 second lead, and I'm glad I was able to bring it home for you guys. I'm going to thank Team TCB. You know, we're a new team in this league, really. I mean, I know I did a few races last season and stuff, but, you know, we're solo here. So I want to thank everybody that worked so hard upstate New York on the trucks. I want to thank everybody watching, all my family, friends, and stuff. And you guys for putting on the broadcast, and Sam Hoff for putting on the league. It's a lot of fun. You know, it was the first time. Actually, sorry, I raced last week, but you know, this week really was like the first week for me because I'm not really good at Richmond. But yeah, I'm just really glad that you guys broadcast this and everyone puts this on. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you. Thank you. See you guys next week.
Yeah, it was a super exciting race here, and he did have a little hint of a worrisome tone to his voice. But then he was like, oh, and then this happened, and it just totally fixed itself or changed or whatever. So congratulations again to him and those other two guys closing out the top three for making it through all that carnage in front of them. I mean, that was just nuts. And it was up at the front both times in both parts of the track on that last lap. So congratulations to those guys again, and very entertaining race here this evening at Michigan.
If I turn my mic on there too, folks, y'all wasn't even hearing me the whole entire time I was talking. Sorry about that. Alex was hearing me. Actually, y'all was hearing me on the, y'all might have heard me on the street. Anyways, exciting race, man, from start to the finish. And that man right there, Terrell, putting it in victory lane. And I think the whole entire time with the interview with Terrell, y'all didn't hear me talking on the stream, but you heard Terrell saying it. I was basically asking him a bunch of questions about how his race was, and he was definitely bad fast. And I said rolling biscuit out there, and he definitely was rolling that thing. But good run by him. For myself, Alex, and everybody here at the Great Lakes Truck Series, everyone have a good night.